All right, y'all, welcome back. It's snow day. we got a bit of snow. So the wife stayed home from work. Rich stayed home from work. It wasn't that much that Richie needed to stay home from work. He's relatively close to his shop. And in the hood, you know, they salt and plow the roads pretty regular. But he's got. I feel for you, Richie. He's sitting there at the place there where he's staying, and they got nothing going on at work. They got, you know, there's only so much dog walking you can do before it starts getting on your nerves, you know. So he decided, him and his buddy, that they're the two guys in the Weldon apartment, they decided to take the day off. We're out here. It's Thursday. Let's make sure. Thursday, February 13th. And the cart's been on the ground. I've been in and out of it. As you can see, I already kind of made a new, this was the first go. This is just now after getting the nose tilted back, the attitude correct. Even got in it. Thought I was going to have to move the pedals back. We had moved the heel stop back when Rich sat in it. I ended up getting in it and needing to move it forward. My feet, tips of my toes are barely over top of here, so we're going to be okay no matter what we do with the fairing. So I immediately started working on getting this clutch perch straightened out, steering and everything. So I got in it where we had this thing just sitting on the cart. The tilt hub was in the center position. That was bottomed out right on the end of the shaft, right? Well, it felt okay, but I felt like I'd have liked it a little closer. So we moved it a little closer. What I didn't do is try the higher, lower in the shaft and go into the other hole in the plastic bit, right in the bushing. Maybe we'll try that. It feels okay. It feels pretty good. So what I did was I got in and I tried it in both positions. It really didn't much matter. Then I went ahead and marked where our clutch perch is going to go, where it's going to clear our gauge, clear our leg, give us room when we turn the steering wheel, and I'll show you what I do with it. Here it is. So it's the same hub. We just cut it all apart. That's right. We cut her down and made it as short as we possibly could, because we didn't know if we were going to have enough room. First of all, once the steering wheel went on, let me put it on for you. You know, we wanted to make sure we had enough room in here. Sure as anything, we have more than enough room. We actually have a little play here. There's a good 1/4 inch there. And we're moving the steering wheel up to the next notch, so that gives us even more room. What we did is I still left this perch deal right up against that collar. So if I want to move the steering wheel back and forth, it won't mess with this. As it is, after cutting it down and then cutting a little more off, sanding and grinding it right to the edge of these, you see this raised the areas. The rest of it was about this size, right? So we took a little off the end. We took this whole deal off this end. Sand it down on the belt sander, got her nice. Then when we got in the cart, we kind of positioned it where we thought we liked it. Right in this position over here. Because remember, when it was up here, it was going to hit our gauge. And then kind of marked it. We had a magic marker in our pocket. Right? And kind of held it and marked it. The only issue we're going to have is this thing here. The cable end stop. I had to drill that. Believe it or not, I drilled that. Look at that, Bob. That's, I mean, for eyeballing and doing it right in the vise with a hand drill, with a cordless drill, it's a slightly off center when we got to the end, but not bad. I'm really pretty impressed with myself with a little hand work there at RPM. But so what we did is, knowing this is what we wanted to do, drill more holes to mount that clutch cable. Yeah, I put a piece of round stock in here. It goes all the way down to about here. Because it had this second hole in it. I don't know if that's from a clutch perch from some other cart, or we got this steering shaft from Joe Wallace, so we don't know what was going on there. We know this hole was already there, and it works for our steering hub, and so we got the clutch perch thing going. I figured instead of trying to put something in here and it weld it up and then metal finish it all down and everything, this is good. It's that was 5/8 round stock. It was a little, just a slightly, well, there was a good interference there. I think it's because of the seam on the inside of the steering shaft. So we used persuasion to set that in place. Now that we've got bolts running through it, the steering shaft and everything, good to go. No welding needed. So I'll go ahead and throw this stuff on, and then I'll show you how everything's going to work, how we're going to make up the elongated area of throw on the cable and all that, so it sits in a position we don't have to reach to our knees to get to it and all that kind of stuff. So we'll do a part 1, part 2, right, or part A, part B for you. I know a lot of you don't watch part A, but you watch the finished end of part B. Whatever, man. Rock and roll. Godspeed. God bless. We got about 4 to maybe 5 inches of snow. It's not a ton. It's the most we've had out here since we've been living here. We didn't hardly get squat diddly last winter. So it adds to the, I don't want to say depression, but we're lacking vitamin D, folks. We're not getting the sunshine. We don't live in Florida. We're up in Michigan. And if it is sunny, you don't have clothes off, so your skin is intaking that vitamin D, right? So that's part of why we get fat in the winter up here. All kinds of things work against us when we can't get that natural, God-given vitamin D from the sun. So hang in there. Get you some, if you're down in Florida. My buddy Brian from the Hood, Ace, how you feel better, buddy? Feel better? Send it at when you get over to physical therapy. You go in and send it, okay? I expect nothing less out of you. The rest of you guys hang in there. We're going to be bringing you back in just a minute. Godspeed.